Dr. Timothy Otieno, the Kenya National Union of Nurses Chair John B was there. But what we do know is that there's a group of individuals who have now stormed that particular meeting. They're saying John B is not a representative of the nurses. They do not recognize him. Could we listen into what's going on?
We shall give. What is happening?
Why are
you calling off?
And then why are you scared?
Why are you scared? If you are calling off the strike. Yes.
Because you are giving wrong information.
It will be given.
It will be given. Whether you like it or not.
Yes. It will be given.
Accept that.
It will.
That's not acceptable.
Mnakuja kudanganya Kenya.
You cannot be used by
it is you who is being used. It is you who is being used. You are being used. This is Kenyan's life. This Kenyan's life. Hakuna siasa hapa. This is Nurses Union. This is about Kenyan's life. Na hutaleta hapa siasa yenu. Hutaleta hapa. Nurses must follow patients. Hutaleta siasa yenu hapa.
It is not
tumesema. Hakuna siasa hapa.
When you are not restated, that you are not benefit from the
you can address your things there. Hapa hutaleta siasa. Wagonjwa hawatakufa kwa sababu tunataka siasa. Kwa nursing hakuna siasa. Sasa hiyo tunasema wazi. Hakuna siasa hapa. Nurses must get served. Hautaleta hapa siasa. Ndio tunasema.
Ambia wengine wakuje tueleze the correct position.
Nonsense.
Ambia wengine waingie.
Can you go ahead with your story. Go ahead with your story.
No, ambia wakuje.
Na press. Mjue leo hakuna official hapa.
Hakuna official hapa.
Mjue leo hakuna official hapa.
Can you give an extra? No. Can you give an extra to this?
Hapa.
Why
are you saying he's not the chairman?
What is this? Wewe jina yako iko wapi?
No. Who are you? Who are you?
Wewe ni nani?
No.
Where is your name? No.
The issue is not who is my name.
Where is your name?
Where is it? Nini nyinyi? Mwache kudanganya watu hapa. What's your problem? My brother. You know we get out.
We pay this. Why are you people here disturbing us?
Kama mnataka wasaidia zenu, pelekeni siasa. Si hapa. Siku wagonjwa, endeni. Endeni. Hiyo pesa mnasema, endeni mpewe. Hata nyinyi endeni mpewe hiyo pesa. Kama mnapewa pesa, shauri yenu. Tunajua mmepewa. Mmepewa nyinyi na wanasiasa. Tunajua. Kwani ni nini hatujui? We know. What don't we know? Unafikiria mkimiti Kakamega na koti? We don't know. I'm aware you met in Kakamega with koti. You think I don't know? And that's why people are suffering. Nini mnaniambia hapa? I know what is there. From A to Z. Mnaenda mnakutana na koti Kakamega, mnatengeneza watu wakufe, mnakuja kuniambia hapa watu wakufe. Hatakufa. Wacha kwenda kwa majina. Wacha kwenda kwa majina.
Umeuliza wewe.
Endeni
unaongea kama nani?
Endeni nje.
Kama nikuongeze na kalamu hapa saa hii.
Oyigo, you can afford to abuse me a food. Oyigo, you can afford to abuse me a food.
All right. Great. So for the viewers who are just joining us, that is what is currently happening at Railways Club. That has everything to do with the ongoing nurses strike. We do know the Kenya National Union of Nurses National Chairman Joby was set to address a presser there. The little information that we're getting from the ground is that he was set to call off the nurses strike. And just before he did that, a couple of individuals walked into the room. They have disowned him, saying he does not represent the interests of the nurses. He is not an official. In other words, they don't recognize him. Allow me to bring in Timothy Otieno, who's on the ground for us. Tim, lots of back and forth. What's going on?
Well, Linda, this is pent-up frustration that has just seemingly exploded on national TV, because these officials who have just walked in the middle of the press conference called by the national chair of the Kenya National Union officials insist that they cannot be taken for a ride, and that John B is not the duly recognized leader of the union. Now, they have not been able to identify themselves, but from what they were saying, it appears that there are members or officials who are aligned to the, I can't believe I'm saying this, Seth Panyako fact, if I could say that, or pact, because it appears there's a rift between the officials of the Kenya National Union of Nurses. Now, John B insists that he's the chairman, and he cited a document by the Registrar of Trade Unions that has been dated the 1st of June that officially recognizes him as the duly elected national chairman of the Kenya National Union of Nurses. But despite this evidence by John B, it appears the union officials don't want anything to do with him. They have rubbished whatever he's saying and his attempts to call off the strike. John B himself says that within his capacity as the chairman of the union, alongside two other individuals who are flanking him during the press conference, he had initiated some sort of mechanism to try and resolve the crisis outside that which the other faction led by Seth Panyako was doing. And he's saying, as the chairman, it was his honor to ensure that the crisis ended with or without the backing of his colleagues of the National Executive Council. But it appears perhaps that statement he wants to make to call off the strike may not take place. People have stormed this particular press conference, and they are saying that John B is not an official and therefore cannot speak on behalf of the union. The confusion therefore means that the nurses will have to now decide which side to listen to, already adding more confusion to a situation that is already dire within itself, Linda.
Clearly, they're not going to let him make that pronouncement. But from listening into him, did you get a feeling probably he was going to call it off? I actually told our viewers that that is what we expected him to do.
Well, before, what he did say was that he had initiated a new sort of fresh approach to solving the crisis. He does insist that what the other faction calls a CBA, according to John B, he says that is not a CBA, it was a negotiated document, and he said initially he was a part of the team that was negotiating for the registration of that particular CBA, but a few weeks ago his name was expunged from the negotiation committee, according to him, mysteriously, and he was expelled and locked out of the negotiation process. So what he says is that whatever document that the nurses of union officials insist is a CBA, according to him, he says that is a negotiated document that is yet to be called a CBA because it had not yet been signed and the SRC had not given that no objection letter. Now, it appears he was going to call off the nurses' strike and allow for room for fresh negotiations led by him, a different faction from that of Seth Panyako, and it appears that did not happen. So confusion galore, Linda.
Tim, listen, stay on the line with me. So in other words, John B says what the nurses are working with, the CBA is not a CBA, it's a negotiated document. And he had a new way of addressing the current nurses strike. What is this new method of his that he had? And Tim, from where I'm sitting, I'm looking at the live pictures from railways, it doesn't look good.
Well, John B, he was not able to really outline what new method he was going to approach in this particular stalemate, but he had said that he had begun engaging the Council of Governors through the county public service boards on a new way of solving the crisis. But he was not able to clearly outline what that was. As you can see, the members immediately stormed in, and it appears that